Okay, so Naked and Laughing, we know her. Do we love her? I was going to say we know her, we love her. Can't say we love her. I don't hate the woman, but it's a mess, all right? So her and Cobes have been talking for a while now, over a month now. Thank you, BGTV. BG, I was going to go live later, but I want to watch your Shani live, so I'm going to try to speed it up. I'm going to try to speed it up in here. So, dude, first of all, their relationship is like going to be the most toxic thing ever. I can't show their... Hold on one second. So let me just pull this up. I'll give you a synopsis on my feelings. So, and yes, I am advanced nipple sucker. Okay. So that's a now related reference. So the dude from Bite Size Cobra Vids hit me up, right? If anyone who wants to link BGTV, feel free. The Bite Size Cobra Vids hit me up, okay? The dude from Bite Size Cobra Vids. And he literally is like, do you think he actually likes her or not? I'm not going to show their messages because they didn't give me permission to show their messages. But basically, the question was, do you actually think she likes him or not? Because the community can't tell if she's just a grifter or not. So I'm going to say my response. And let me know if you agree or disagree, right? I said, right before she became obsessed with Cobes, she was head over heels for another weirdo who is now in jail that had a YouTube channel, FTW. She found out he had moved in with one of her mods behind her back and then hated him. The next day, she got wasted in her driveway and said she was now in love with Cobes and we would all pay $5K to watch her fuck him. At this time, we did not know she was ever a cam girl. Cobes' community found out and then swarmed her channel. I think it's a mix. She has the emotional capacity of a young teen and is obsessive. She falls in love in a day. Her and Cobes do have tons in common, and I think she wants someone bottom of the barrel so she has less of a chance of being rejected. They are a legit match made in hell, and she is much more aggressive than him. I think she believes she is in love with Josh, and all of the attention, money, and drinking adds to the positivity she's feeling. I think she's just as much addicted to the attention now as she is obsessed with Josh. I do think she would go to Casper 100%, but I also think she's down to be a pay pig like in the meantime. If she doesn't get the money in a lump sum, she will spend it on booze because she is a drunk. Sorry, period. I would love to see them together. It would be amazing content, but it would also be one of the most toxic relationships in history. I also think she might be in love with the nice guy act he puts on. She ignores the negative stuff about him, so she might not know that he's low-key a pervert and how volatile he can get when he's drinking. She only sees him alone. And then I said, there's also a huge chance once she walks into his apartment and smells his breath, she will get smacked with reality. But I do think she believes she's in love with him. Do we agree with that as a whole? Is that what is like? I was trying to speak for the people. Some people might say harsher things because I don't think it's a pure grift. I don't think it's a pure grift. Let me know how you feel. Because she's crazy obsessive. All right. So So my favorite Cobra content, not my favorite, like I like his old shit. Like I like the, I like the compilations, like the sex doll era. But my favorite content is when he's arguing with chicks, because there have been many a women that have come into his life. First of all, let me start off by saying this. The man in the past, he has some things going on upstairs or whatever, right? He was known to be somewhat of like a stalker, okay? He didn't understand appropriate behaviors with women growing up, which is why I think like he has his mantra now. What's his mantra? She has to be alive, of age, cis female, non-related, preferably goth. Am I missing any? That's it. Those are the qualifications. So I think the goth one is wavering, but I think anyone who meets the criteria and consenting, of age, alive, non-related, cisgender goth, thank you. I think anyone who meets the criteria has a chance. So I don't think it necessarily means you're that special, but like I said, they do have a lot in common. So before we get into the naked and laughing stuff, are you guys in a rush? I want to show you like a couple arguments he's had with women in the past, because when he gets angry and starts dragging chicks, it's so wild to me because you see a different side of him. Because I know he was real angry about NAL talking about his ego, but when he gets mad, like if you insult him in a certain way, he will bring that shit out. Okay, we'll watch. So this is him dragging someone once he gets mad. So basically, a troll went into Gothic D's chat and was like, "Shout out King Cobra," and she did. So then the troll showed him, and they were like, "Oh, this goth chick has a crush on you." So then he was so excited, thinking that this goth girl was in love with him. She didn't even know who he was. She started getting trolled by him. By his audience. And then she rejected him. She ultimately said, like, "I'm not your girlfriend. I don't like you." And this is like his response.
So haters be making videos about me on YouTube trying to make fun of me. Watch me wash this with a straight face.
Hell yeah.
Ready for this shit?
This is what I want from NAL and Cobra's relationship. Like, they're starting to fight publicly. Ariel is right. This is the difference, is NAL will never stop talking to him. So what I like, this is only the first round one of their breakup. This is round one and they got back together already. So I need more draggings.
Yeah.
So for anyone that wants to bother him, and it seems like his trigger is calling him not goth. It seems to definitely be a trigger of his.
I'm fucking sick of this shit.
You're sick of this shit? You're fucking sick of this shit?
Okay, so Fatty Behavior says, I miss this era. Fatty, this is what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping that we are going to get this era again with Naked and Laughing. I'm hoping that their fighting continues and we get more response videos and fights. What I really want is them to meet each other. But if they don't meet each other, I want them to break up every other day for my own amusement.
You don't even know the half of it, dude.
If you, like, I just don't get how they're Naked and Laughing and Cobes have never even met. The amount of red flags they're both presenting to one another, fucking incredibly huge red flags, slapping each other in the face with them. Fucking just stop talking. But since they're like, that's me trying to be like, you know, friendly. But me as a viewer, I guess keep fighting. Keep fighting for my entertainment then. But this is so tough. How do I put this? What I noticed about Naked and Laughing and Cobes is like, they insult the shit out of themselves. What's the word? Like self-deprecating? Is that the word? They speak so lowly of themselves, but behave opposite of what they speak. For instance, like if someone is walking too slow in front of Naked and Laughing at the grocery store, she'll call them, hi, bite size. She'll call them, you know, a piece of shit, bum, loser, get the F out of my way, fat ass, da 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 da. If you thought lowly of yourself, you wouldn't be like, I can't explain it. Like, God, they're so similar to one another. That's why I'm like, you know, this could be an amazing. Actually, there's no way it would end in anything other than tragedy, but like they are so similar, incredibly similar to each other. But I think she's more negative than he is. I think she's more aggressive than him. Yeah. I just want to play this because I want to give you like an exhibit of his temper while drinking. We know how NAL gets. I'll show you. You'll see in a little bit like her screaming at her mother again the other day, right? Imagine Josh in demon mode and NAL in demon mode together in his apartment, wasted. Someone's gonna die. Someone's dying. I'm dead ass. It will be horrifying. Oh no! This is the arc I'm living for. The reacting to each other. Remember when Didi and Foodie used to do this? Oh my god, I love this.
Trying as hard as they can to break me and Jessica up.
Yes, have all your private arguments on stream. Hell yes.
First place. And third of all, you know what I'm saying?
How am I emotionally? What have I done to you, Josh? That's why you tried to blame your autism on me trying to get a sentence out yesterday. And then telling me I'm not the adult because I don't want to communicate when then.
Let me say something from experience. I don't know if you guys remember this and it's taken down, but Naked and Laughing had Bali on panel and they were supposed to talk about their differences, right? Naked and Laughing was 3 sheets to the wind. And if you try to have a conversation with her about a specific topic, she literally rambled for about 45 minutes about how she made some evil man laugh at a joke one time. Okay. She did not let Bali speak. And then when Bali would like try to clarify what they were talking about, she'd be like, Bali, you don't understand me. You're not listening. Like, I can only imagine what Cobes is trying to deal with on the phone with her ass. So she keeps saying like, he's not letting her explain herself, but I'm pretty sure she's just drunk and rambling.
All I was trying to do was communicate with you, and you couldn't even let me get out my sentence. And so you had to say, I'm autistic. You're doing this to me because no, I'm not. I'm trying to talk to you like a human being.
What does autism have to do with any of this?
But it doesn't get you anywhere.
Actually, I will say this is, I'm not speaking about, Bali was way less drunk, Kimberlina. Bali held herself very well on that panel. I'm going to say this really quickly, and I'm not speaking for all people with autism. I'm just speaking of some people I know personally. So, like, I think some people with autism, maybe even Asperger's syndrome specifically, like, they have issues processing, like, sarcasm and emotion. It's very overwhelming, and they might not reflect the same type of emotions. So, I think it is a factor when dealing with something like Naked and Laughing. It's probably overwhelming as hell.
It doesn't.